Hey guys, Mike here at MH Tutorials, and welcome back to a new video. Alright, well today we're going to do a follow-up on a recent video where I explained how to UV map somewhat more complex objects, and today we're going to apply that to this t-shirt, and we're also going to texture it, okay? And to make things more interesting, we're going to use a striped pattern, so any deviation will be very noticeable. So just to make it more difficult, okay? So I got this model of this t-shirt. I downloaded it. It's a free download. And first thing you want to do is check to make sure that it's clean. Now I already saw that this one is not perfect, and I'll show you why. If we look at this area right here, you can see that you have these guys going on, which is never good. You always want to make sure that you got quads, okay? As in four corners, okay? But that said, that's fine. We're going to work with this, all right? Okay, now a t-shirt is a perfect object to demonstrate how to best UV this object, because when working with seams, we can kind of follow the layout of a normal piece of clothing that also has seams, okay? So let's get started with that. So we're going to right click, we're going to go to object mode, and we're just going to have a look at what our UV looks like right now, okay? Which is hopeless. All right, cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to start to create areas where we know that there will be natural seams, and we're going to start to cut up our object there, okay? So we're going to, let's see, we'll do automatic projection first. We're going to go to object mode, UV and automatic, UV editor. Okay, this stuff is all over the place, which is nice because we have some stuff to do, okay? I'm just going to go up here to, hang on, just want to make this a bit more visible, shade UVs, okay, so you guys can see it better. And let's start up here with this left arm from the viewpoint left, okay. So we're going to right click, we're going to go to edge, and we're going to double click on that edge, which would be a normal seam, okay. So we got that. We're going to go up to polygons, and we're going to go down to cut UV edges, okay. So now if we right click and go to shell, and we take this, hit W and move that over here, we got part of our arm there, and let's see what connects up with that, okay. So we're going to right click, we're going to go to edge, and we're going to take that. We don't want anything connected there because that is our cutting seam. So let's go up there, that's our end. This one over here, that's where we need to connect, okay. So we're going to select that, we're going to go to move and sew, and we got some overlap there, but we'll check that on a sec. We got some more going on here, move and sew, and we're going to right click, go to UV, drag select that, and go to unfold just to clean that up a bit. We're going to right click, go to shell again, we'll pull it over here, and let's see in our object what we got so far. Looks like we got a big chunk of it, not everything yet. So that's the piece up here that we need. We're going to right click, go to shell, move that over here, right click edge, and that edge goes up there. So move and sew. Again, we're going to right click, go to UV, drag select. We're going to go to unfold, and I'll move it over here again. Oops, looks like I don't have everything. Right click shell, move that over. Okay, we're going to check once again. Looks like we got that entire arm section there, and now we're going to clean it up. So we're going to go in here, and we are going to start to right click edge. We're going to start to connect these edges, move and sew, move and sew, move and sew. Let's go to UV again. Let's go to unfold, and it moves over there again. right click shell. Let's get in there. Right click edge. Let's try that again. This one and that one. Moving so. Right click UV, take that area and unfold. And every time we do that, it moves back over here, but that's fine. We'll just work on it from here. Okay, we're getting close, not quite there yet. Down here we have some issues. Here as well. In here. Okay, we're going to right click, go to UV. We're going to drag select it and select unfold. And you can see we've got one more right here. Right click edge. Moving so. Okay, so that's this guy. And let's move that out. And then at the end of that arm, we got this section right here. That's that entire face row. Okay, so we want to give that a different texture. So we're going to right click, we're going to go to edge. We're going to take that edge all the way around. And we're going to take this edge at the bottom there. Okay, and we're going to go up and we're going to go to cut UV edges. So now we can go to shell, pull this down. This should have been part of that as well. So we're going to right click, go to edge, take these two and cut edge, right click shell, move that over here. We're going to right click, go to edge. Okay, and we're just going to see, this is the one that we want to connect. Moving so. Okay, so now if we go to shell, we got this, which is good. And if we right click and go to edge and select this one, we got that seam down here in the middle. Perfect. Okay, so this guy, we're going to check the seam on this one as well. If we right click, go to edge, the seam is up there and we don't want that. So we're going to right click at a shell. This is the seam we're going for right there. So that's where we need to cut it. So we're going to select these edges. Okay. We're going to go to cut UVs, right click shell, move that over to this end. And then we're going to right click at an edge. And we're going to take these edges and go to move and sew. All right. So now if we take this shell here, it's all good, and that shell there is all good. Okay. Now let's move to the other arm. Okay. You can see that we need to cut over this edge right here. So we're going to right click, go to edge, and let's click that all the way around. And that's over there. We're going to go to cut UV edges, right click shell, take that section, move that over here. We're going to right click, go to edge, and let's take these edges and go to move and sew. Move and sew, right click shell. Let's see what we got. We're still missing a piece, as you can see. So we're going to right click at an edge. That's the one we want. So we're going to go to move and sew, right click shell. Okay, looks like we got all of that. Now we want this little piece over here moved over there. So we're going to right click at an edge, select that, and go to cut UV edges. And then we're going to take that one and move and sew. We're going to take those edges, move and sew, take that one, move and sew, right click UV, drag select, and go to layout. Okay, and then we're going to right click on a shell, we're going to bring it over here, and we're going to check that end seam here. So right click edge, that's that seam right there. We want that to be a separate piece, so we're going to go to cut UVs, right click shell, move that out, and let's make sure we have the bottom seam in the right place. So we're going to right click at an edge, take that one right there, that's the one we want. Okay, so over there we're going to go to cut UVs, and then we're going to take that edge and go to move and sew. So now we have that set up correctly. Okay, move that over here. Same with this guy. We want our seam to be down here. So we're going to go to edge. That's where we want to cut it. And we're going to go to cut UV edges. Right click edge. And we're going to take this edge row and go to move and sew. Right click UV. Drag select. And go to unfold. All right. So we got this guy. It's good. That is our other sleeve. It's good. We got this edge. That's good. We got that edge. It's good. Now let's focus on the front here. Okay. So we're going to start to stitch these together, but at the front. And we want the seam on the top there to be right here. So right click edge. Okay. And we're going to go to cut UV. So now if we right click and go to shell, we'll start with this guy. That one needs to be cut. And I thought we just did. Let's see, right click edge. I forgot the last one there. Okay. So cut UV edges. So now we can right click at a shell. We can move that out of the way. And this will be part of our front. So let's start with this guy. So we're going to move it over here. We're going to right click at an edge. And we're going to start to take these edges and go to move and sew. And it moved around my shirt again. I think it's this guy. That's the one. Okay. So that's good. Now we need seams down here as well. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take these seams right here. So we're going to right click at an edge. And we're going to work our way down. Cut UV edges. And here, we're going to follow the same principle. Cut UV edges. Okay. So now, if we right click and go to shell, we get this guy, and we can start to connect up the side sections here. So we're going to right click at an edge. And we're going to go to move and sew. Let's see if that's lining up all right. It looks like. There's a little hole there. We'll fix that in a sec. And then we're going to go to the other end. Right click edge. And we're going to go to move and sew. Right click shell. That's not bad. Okay. We got, yeah, that's fine. Okay. So let's start to clean this up. So we're going to right click, go to UV, drag select, go to polygons, unfold, right click shell. Okay, we're going to go up and right click edge, and we are going to move and sew, move and sew, move and sew. Just checking all of that. Right click shell. We're just going to check. Looks like we got two faces here that they're over there. Okay. So we're going to right click at an edge, move and sew, move and sew, right click shell, right click edge. We're going to take these, move and sew, all right. Just following that edge line to see if there's nothing weird going on. Okay, good so far. Now we want that collar up there to be separate. So we're gonna take this row here, okay, and we're gonna cut UV, right click shell, so we can move that out, okay. So now let's focus on the back panel. All right, so we'll move it over here and we'll move in. And let's start to work on the edges here. So let's just take these edges, move and sew, move and sew, right click UV, drag select, polygons and unfold, right click shell, okay, and we'll have a look what we got. This side looks okay. That side looks okay. So now let's focus on the top here. Okay, so we're gonna right click, go to edge. Move and so. Let's kind of connect up these. Move and so. Well, let's just check these flows here. That one and that one. We're going to right click at a shell. So that's that. All right. And now we're going to cut off this top part here. Right click at an edge. And we're going to go to cut UV edges. Right click shell. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take everything, drag select, polygons and layout. And we're going to zoom in and let's see if we have everything we need. And we'll just zoom in on our model so we can see it a bit better. Right click shell. So I got 1/2 of my collar. I got the other half of my collar, my back panel, my front panel, my arm, and my arm. Okay. Now we're not quite there yet because we're going to need to reposition some things. So we're going to right click at object mode. Right click assign new material. Let's do a Lambert. And I'll just minimize this for a sec. Check the box, file, folder, and let's see. This is a striped t-shirt texture that I want to use. This one, okay. All right. Now you can see that the flow is not bad. We do need to tweak it a bit. You can see that it's kind of flowing oddly. So first what we're going to do is we're going to take these top sections, right click face, and we're going to right click assign new material, Lambert, checkered box, file, folder, and we're going to use this t-shirt edge material. And we're going to do the same for this guy, and the same for this guy. Existing material, which would be, I think, this one, yeah. And actually, we're going to do the same down here. Existing material, there we go. Okay. So now let's see if we can tweak this. I'm going to go to UV editor. Okay. Right click shell. So this is our front panel. We're going to go to polygons and we're going to go to unfold, which straightens out our texture quite a bit, as you can see. I'll just move that out of the way for a sec. We'll move that back in a bit. Here we have the same deal. You see the lines stretch out quite a bit. So we're going to go to unfold. And again, much better texture. We'll right click, go to shell on this guy, where we have that twisted pattern. We're going to go to unfold and hit E, and let's kind of rotate that a little bit. And after we do the layout bit, we're probably going to have to do it again, but Okay, much better. Okay, then we're going to take these guys. Let's just have a look at our texture. Okay, so probably going to have to duplicate that texture on that. First, we're going to drag select it again and go to layout. Yeah, it looks much better. All right. Okay. So that's it. So there are probably more than one way, and there's more than one way to do this, but this is how I do it. So yeah, hopefully this was helpful for you guys. And if you have any questions, let me know as always, and I'll help you if I can. And thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time. Bye.